Thank you so much, everyone. MeetingPulse admins, MeetingPulse users, thank you for joining us today for what we are calling the first of our MasterClass series on MeetingPulse. Why a MasterClass, you say? Well, let me tell you. Firstly, I'm Tara Thomas, and I am the CMO of MeetingPulse, and I have my colleague Emily Zaring here, who is our head of service operations. And we work a lot with clients of MeetingPulse who have very unique use cases. Very often, MeetingPulse is compared to polling solutions or Q&A solutions or just voting solutions. We have a much more powerful and broad platform, and we decided that it was about time that we showed people all that they have in terms of the MeetingPulse functionality. We also have new functionality that handles data, which Emily is going to show you in detail here in a moment. And that new functionality gives you, our admins, and our meeting planning users the ability to do some very advanced data management and segmentation. We have, if you saw our product tour and overview for the half year, you saw that we have some new functionality coming as well. And we're going to be leveraging this more and more as you have more ability on the platform. So let's quickly talk about what you're going to review today. I'm going to just show you a quick agenda here. And here are the topics we're going to cover in today's masterclass. Registration segmentation. A lot of what we're talking about with data is actually built upon the ability to collect information from your participants as they join the platform for the first time. Voting groups is new functionality we're very excited about. We had many folks who used to daisy chain meetings together to segment their voting groups. And now you have the ability to use one powerful meeting to create segments of users for a variety of different activities that they have permissions for in that meeting. Then we'll be talking about how to link your forms, your materials, your schedules, looking at that data. And then how do you upload data? If you're not collecting that data in the registration for segmentation, you also have the ability to upload data into the platform that will help manage how your participants have permissions. And then we think it's an exciting thing to be able to create personalized schedules, personalized itineraries, and to give people a guided workflow of what they're supposed to see and participate in. So Emily will cover that. And then we'll have questions for a time for questions rather, but please don't be shy. If you have a question, please submit that via the Zoom room and I will jump in and ask Emily if we have a question coming in. So with that, I'm going to say again, welcome, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to turn it over to my esteemed colleague, Emily.
Hello, it is lovely to see all of you. And here I can share my screen. So I'm starting off today with our registration module. When people are coming into your meeting, this can be a great way to segment your audience. It's a way to find out all kinds of information from them. But you can also use that information as part of the rest of the system and get a nice, smoother flow for them, much more personalized. So, for example, I have here name and email, which is standard, but then also what's your level of expertise in MeetingPulse. Now, if they say that they are an enthusiastic beginner, then I have created a conditional logic which will suggest our weekly onboarding course. So we can go in here, edit this. So you may see that I have added Markdown. So this is to, when you want to create a link, you're going to put the text of the link inside square brackets, followed by the actual link in parentheses. Underneath here, I have made it conditional, and you can choose from any of the polls in registration when you are doing a conditional logic inside of registration. So here I have enthusiastic beginner, and that's so that those people will see that. So I can hit save form field. Now, once they have done that, I can come in here as an attendee. So if I click enthusiastic beginner, it's going to show me this, or I can say that I'm an expert and go in. Now, as an enthusiastic beginner, I am able to see Jasmine's profile or Jasmine's feedback form. This form is one that I have created in our forms module. And this one is another one where I have made it conditional. So again, I can choose the what is your level of expertise. Now that I'm in the forms module, and now that I'm in the meeting, I now have access to all of the different polls that are available. So I can choose any of those. And so here I have enthusiastic beginner. And that is why I see Jasmine's feedback. Now I can do the same thing here, add a conditional, show based on poll answer, your level of expertise. And this is something that's a little bit new, which is that you can choose multiple fields for a given poll. So it doesn't have to be just one. You can have any groups that come up from within that poll. Now that I have that saved, I no longer have Emily's feedback here. So that's a nice, easy way for you to use conditional logic with the data that you're gathering from registration. This data can be used in forms, and it can be used in polls and surveys to segment your audience. You can also use the forms in the broadcast view. You can go into the visualization settings and use show results by team, for example. So I could split by poll answer, and I could choose what is your level of expertise. And now my broadcast view will allow me to switch between these different users based off of which they have selected. Moving on, I wanted to show you about linking the different parts of MeetingPulse together. So when someone comes in to this meeting, they may look at the schedule. Here I can go and I can book a session. So I will book a session with Jasmine, and I can click on this and see Jasmine's uh, bio that we've created here for her. Now, as part of this, I've included a link to her feedback form. So we click on that, and that brings us to this, her feedback form. I've also linked the feedback form to Jasmine's profile so that people can see the details of what she kind of does and what she talks about. She could also have a image here, a profile, a headshot, that would help people remember which person was which when they're doing their feedback form. So that's already set up, but let me show you how you do that in here. So first I created a material. This is Jasmine's bio page. I go in here and I hit edit. So I have right now this feedback form training. Now, when you're grabbing the URLs, I highly recommend grabbing them from the attendee view itself. This is going to give you the full URL, which is going to make the slide transitions much smoother. So MeetingPulse has a number of redirect options. For example, this URL could just be meet.ps/kkj5dcx7 without all of this other stuff. MeetingPulse automatically adds in the app, it adds in the attendee, but if you use that to start with, then the slide movement is going to be nice and smooth. So here I can do this. I'll hit link and hit paste and save. So now I can save this material. I can also do the same thing, and I've done the same thing with the Emily Zering bio. So here, where you could have a feedback there. Now, this is a nice way of kind of making sure that everything is linked together to give kind of a more comprehensive understanding of what's happening in your event. We've got once they have booked, we have these options to add each of the bookings to their either Google Calendar, their Outlook Online calendar, or an ICS file, which can be installed in any number of calendar systems. And yeah, so I can hit book for that and so on. Now, I did want to show you about our schedule. When you are creating a new schedule, we have a couple of different ways that you can create a new schedule or update your schedule. One is going to be through the CSV upload, and then the other is with a new schedule session. Generally speaking, I recommend starting with the UI. So I would create a new session. You can select the date, the exact time, and you can pick an appropriate color there and include title, description, the location, presenter. You can choose to make it bookable or featured. And once you have saved this and put it into your schedule, it is going to pre-populate the file that you download. So there's a template which has basics, but if you are trying to do something more advanced, I do recommend kind of starting with the GUI, the online version, and then moving to Excel or your CSV editor after you have got it started. So for example here, I have added links for Emily and Jasmine here, but I haven't added them for the other ones yet. So when I download this CSV, I can open it up. And here we can see I've got the start and end date. And the thing that we care about right now is the presenter view or the presenter column. So here you can see I've got Jasmine's link and Emily's link. So what I can do here is I can copy this, paste it, and paste it. Do this here. And Now that I've done that, I can easily upload it with these corrected presenter links. I have already, because I've already installed it partially, it's already got bookable, featured, visible, the color in question. We have group ID is all a thing that's scheduled or that's set for you. Just for clarification, group ID is generally something where you're going to want each session to have a different group ID. The only exception is if you have two sessions that are the same and people are only allowed to attend it once. And that's when you would use the group ID. So I have a track A and track B here. So let's just copy paste this. And I can add it here. So we can have a final show. And let's say this is I can set the description. I'm just going to delete that here. Now I am in here. I can choose 1 p.m. But I already have one there. So let's just do 2. And because I've already copied the Hall A and Hall B, I don't have to change that. We've already copied the Jasmine and Emily, don't have to change that. I have the different colors here for the different tracks. And so all of that is ready to go. The last thing I'll do before uploading it is to delete the booking IDs and user column. That just clears out some of the information there and makes the upload more smoother. So here we go. And I can check and make sure that this looks right. So it looks good and hit upload. Okay, great. And so now I have these extra ones available. And all of these links work. Are there any questions so far? Okay. So that's the basics of
We do not
schedule.
have any questions at this time, Emily.
Okay,
Just letting you know.
great. So that's kind of how you can use MeetingPulse. And you can use MeetingPulse with these features, with this functionality, with any kind of access system. However, if you use a login system for attendees to access your meeting, you gain access to a bunch of additional powers. So that is going to be things like if you go to secure, you can use either email verification, you can use access codes, or if you have SAML installed, you can also use SAML. And each of these things is going to allow you to upload a list of attendees and give them custom information and give you a lot more power in terms of what you can do. So you would be able to customize materials. You can create itineraries. You can have better voting groups. I also like using MeetingPulse custom data to take attendance because it's editable. The custom data is editable in the attendee list. So let's show you some of that. Now, whenever you're moving a meeting from open to secure, you're going to need to restart the meeting. What this does is it makes sure that everyone who is in the meeting has gone through the relevant security. It's also going to make sure that everyone has gone through and logged in with their access codes in this particular case. MeetingPulse is going to warn you before restarting, and it will restart automatically for you. So let's talk about the attendee file layout. So we have a few different options, a few different areas of the system. So there are a few things that once you've uploaded them, they get locked in place. So, and those are the access code and the email or external ID. So when you have uploaded an email address with an access code, you cannot change the email address and have it still have that access code. You would need to upload a new user with the correct email address and a new access code, or you can delete all attendees and re-upload the file with the corrected information. I do recommend whenever you're going through and deleting attendees, make sure that you export first, save it, save yourself a backup, and then you can import it back in later. Additionally, we have in this blue section, these are special headers. So they have to have these specific uh, words, so you can't have first space name. It needs to be first name, all one word. You can choose to either have first name, last name, or name. Either of those is available to you. Proxy is going to allow you to specify which users can be proxy voters for other users. So, for example, if Hiroshi here is unable to attend, they can say that Priya is able to vote for them. And so the way that you would set that up is you would put the access code here. So I would just do 777. And now when Priya logs in, she'll be able to vote for both of them. Vote points is a function that is part of one of our newer poll types called point voting. This is when people will have a set of, say, 5 or 6 points, and they can apply them to different fields. And you can choose in the attendee file to give people a different number of points. So if some people's responses are more important than others, you can do that here. Similarly, we have vote weight, which is going to change how much a person's vote is going to matter. That will be, and that applies to all poll types, not just the point voting. Now, after this this blue and black section, which has to have, these are key words that you have to use. We now have custom data. So custom data can really be anything that you want. Usually, I recommend don't include spaces, have them all as like one word. So here, for example, I have vote group without any space, but you can really have these be anything at all. Next is the bookable schedule sessions. So this is going to have each of the sessions that are bookable in your meeting. So this assumes that you have already uploaded schedule with bookable sessions, or you've already created bookable sessions. And here is how you would create a personalized schedule. So for example, you can see here I have track B is verified voting groups. This is track B, track B, track B, and we have a 1 in each of these. And you can do lots of stuff in Excel to make your life easier. So we can say filter this, and let's say that everyone in HR and support is going to have track A. Now what I can do is I can just copy this and take this down. And now all of those users have the track A set for them. Then I can go here and I can switch the departments up to marketing and sales, and they can all be on track B. So here we'll do this again. 1, 1, 1. Okay. So now when these users log in, they are going to see track A or track B in their system. So let's clear the filter. We can get rid of this filter. And now I can save this. Now this I saved as an Excel file so I could show you guys the pretty colors. But of course we need to upload it as a CSV. So we will do a save as and go here. Make sure you get the UTF-8 CSV. And then and now I can go here. And this is one of those things where I mentioned we've got all of these, all of this data here, and we can just delete all the invited attendees. So here I can download it. This is what best practice. Download the attendee CSV. Great. And now I can delete them all. And now I can go in here and I can upload my CSV. Great. So now here I have all of these different people. Now, when I am looking at any of these individuals, I can click through here and I can see this voting settings and custom data. So I would be able to see all of the details of the vote weight, first name, last name, and voting right delegated to. This is proxy voting. But the custom ones that I created, department, role, vote group, those are custom fields that you can have be anything. So one thing that a lot of customers do is they'll need to take attendance. So you have people who are supposed to come, not everyone comes, maybe their alternative comes. This is a great way for you to have someone search for an attendee and then update in here the responses. So, saying that this person did attend or this person did not attend. Now, once I have done that, let's open this up. Here we have access codes, and let's try Aisha. Now you'll see that registration is still here, but we have pre-populated her name and email so she doesn't have to type it in. And she can be an expert. All right. Now when she is in here and she goes to book a session, she will book track A. It looks like actually hers did not automatically come through, which is because the sessions IDs will change when you the session IDs will change when you restart the meeting. So the way that we fix this is go to the Add Attendees and download the sample file. I can open this up, and now I can include, these are all of the different sessions. They're going to be in this same order. So all I have to do is paste them here. And now when I upload this, they will get all of them. Okay, so now Aisha has all of the track assigned to her. Now she can, yeah. So that's how you are going to be able to do a personalized schedule. Now you'll see that she can still book sessions. So if she wanted to, she could book time with Emily as part of the advanced track instead. You can prevent this by going to the schedule settings and turn off allow to create a personalized schedule. What that does is it no longer allows booking. All they can see is the things that you have uploaded. So they still have a personalized schedule, but it's one that you've defined, not that they've defined. I also like to use show only booked schedule sessions in my schedule. That way you don't have all of the different sessions going on. And then I also like to include the full schedule. And what that does is it'll allow them to see all of the different sessions that are available, even if they're not going to them. Yeah. One thing that we've added somewhat recently is the ability to request attendee input. So what this does is it will prompt everyone with the same question for whenever they book a session. And so you can ask them, this is great if you are trying to do one-on-ones or have an office hours kind of thing where people might have questions. And so they want to go book some time with that person, but the person in question would like to know what it is that person might be talking to them about. And so you can use this request attendee input functionality to add a prompt. Okay. Now then, the other thing that I wanted to show you was the option to use custom data in inside materials. So here, what I've done is I've created a Know Before You Go page, and it says, thank you for joining us at the Marriott Resort, and it has the room number on it. So I created this custom data field called room. And when I show this material, Aisha will be able to go here and she can see that her room number is 26. Now, this is kind of pretty basic, but you can go all out when it comes to the itinerary. You can create a custom data field for their flight number, for their arrival time, the address of the hotel. So if you've got multiple hotels that people are spread out among, you can give them each. You can have one column here, which is going to have the name and address of the hotel, and then feed that into materials so everyone sees the hotel that they are going to specifically. You can also have things like if they've scheduled a pickup from the hotel to take them to the airport, you can put that in there. You can also include really fun things like welcoming people by name. So material pages can be used on joining, and those materials and that material will show up after they've entered the access code and after they've gone through registration, but before everything else. And they will uh, and then they would be able to be greeted by name. You can include things like where they're from, what their role is, things like that are all available.
And I just want to jump in here for one moment because I love this functionality for a lot of what we call our special events, which we are seeing a lot of use with Meeting Pulse now. So if you have a golf scramble and you need to assign people to a group, or you have a gala and people are assigned to a table. So any kind of itinerary element you would have with your event can now be managed in a very custom fashion as soon as people access the platform. So it's a very exciting way to do this. And I recently produced some events myself where I used Meeting Pulse for just special events. It was not a conference. And it was really a boon to participants to be able to take that in very personally. So thanks for showing that, Emily.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, Thank you for that, Tara. The other thing that I wanted to show you was our voting groups functionality with custom data specifically. So I have this attendee list where I have different roles. So we have some VPs and directors, C-suite, and those people are in the leadership group. We also have some consultants, which aren't eligible or ineligible for any kind of voting. And then we also have some employees who are eligible but not part of the leadership. So what I've done here is we have who should get a promotion this year. These are employees who are actually part of this meeting, so they should not be able to vote on themselves, nor should they be able to see it at all. So here I have this set to make it conditional. Now, the other ones I had done show based on poll answer, and so you can select from this. But if you are using the attendee upload file, then you can do it based off of custom data. So here I have this vote group and I've chosen leadership. Um, and then the other thing that I've done is where should we have an all hands? Now that's something where all employees, everyone is allowed to vote on except for, say, the consultants. So here I can go into this. You can see I have set the conditional again to be based on custom data. Again, I'm using the vote group, and the system is going to pull the fields that are available in whatever you uploaded, and you just select the ones that are eligible for this particular question. So here I have Aisha, who I think is a VP, and so she is going to be able to vote for who should get a promotion this year. She also will be able to vote on where the all hands should be. Now, we can take someone else. Let's say we look at Maria Rossi. I'll open this up in an incognito so I can use her passcode. All right, great. And so you can see it's pre-populated, and I can do this. And now in my poll, you can see I don't have the ability to vote on who should get a promotion. All I can do is change or suggest where we should go for the all hands. Okay, and then I think that is everything that I wanted to show you so far, or show you today. I would love to hear any questions. If there's anything that you wish was covered, we do have a few minutes, and so I may be able to help out with that.